Hello everybody. We're back working with Word 2016 and we're working in Module 3, Formatting Text and Paragraphs. We're going to begin the steps on page Word 50 and we're going to begin work with WD3-1, which is one of the documents you would have from your data files. And we're going to open that up, and the first thing we're going to do is to save it as WD space 3 October projects. Okay, next it asks us to zoom to 120%, so I'm going to come down to the zoom slider, and we've gone up to 120%, and it explains that we are using a default theme, and the font size appears to be 11, and we want to scroll down the document and get a feel for how big it is and what's in the document. So the text looks pretty plain and it looks like it's 2 pages. Okay, next we're going to use the shortcut keys on your keyboard, Control and Home, to move back to the beginning of the document. And then we're going to use the shortcut keys Control and A to select all. So we've selected the entire document by using the shortcut keys Control and A. We're going to go to the font list arrow in the font group, which is on the Home tab. So here's the font group, and we're going to change the font type to Gaumont. So we can we'll see it in the recently used, but you can also notice that things are in alphabetical order, and you can come down and find it in here it is. So we've changed the font type. We're going to look at the font size arrow in the font group, and we're going to scroll down until we find 12, and we're going to select it, so that will enlarge the font just a little bit. And then we're going to select the title, Reasons to Go October Projects. So here's your title. We've selected that, and remember we can select those. We learned to select things from in the last lesson. And click the W16M3P1 font type. So here it is. Again, if you want to scroll down, this is in the recently used, but if you need to, you can scroll down there in alphabetical order and find it. We're going to change the font size to 22. So we're going to move down to 22. And we've been working right in the font group here. So next week we're going to change that text to bold. And then we're going to, step 6, we're going to look at the font color. And we're going to select the font color. And we're going to look for green accent 6. Okay, and so that's going to be in your theme colors. So generally, if it doesn't have anything specific about that particular color, it's going to have a number and just accent in front of it. So you notice that these others might have a lighter or darker, but up at the top you're going to see it's just going to have green accent 6. And so we look for green accent 6, and we change the font color. We're going to scroll down and select the heading Animal Care. Okay. Nope, let's try it again. There we go. Then we're going to use the mini toolbar. If your mini toolbar disappears, just select it. Okay, here's your mini toolbar. Okay, we're going to look at the font list arrow. And we're going to change that to Tribridge MS. And the font size, we're going to change that to 14. If it disappears, you can right click and it'll come back. So we've got the mini toolbar again. And we're going to change that font size to 14. And then we're going to select B for bold. I'm going to bold that, and then we're going to click on the font color. Okay, one thing you notice that is that these settings, I'm going to show you something. So I'm not going to select anything in the font color. I'm just going to select font color. What happens is some of these settings automatically maintain the last time you used the option you chose the last time you used it. So since I recently used the green accent 6, it was still left in there, and all I had to do was just select that particular icon. Okay, so the heading is formatted. So next we're going to press the keyboard keys Control and Home to move back to the beginning of the document. And we're going to hit the Save button because we want to constantly save our work. Okay, make sure you are continuing to review the figures on the opposite page to just make sure you're on the right track. And then we want to move over to the next page, which is Word 52, and begin at the top. Step 1. Okay, you want to select Immediate Application is Essential in the first body paragraph. And sometimes you do this to emphasize points. And this time we want to make sure we selected that. Then we're going to choose bold. Okay, mini toolbar bold. Okay, and then we want to select the entire paragraph. So let's and we're going to make it italic. So that entire paragraph has been made italic. Okay, now then we're going to select October projects. That's step 2. And we're going to click on the dialog box launcher in the font group. So remember we talked about this last time. These little small icons at the bottom right of each one of the groups is a dialog box launcher. Okay, and then we're going to scroll down and we're going to select 48 from the font size. So increasing that size. And on the color, we're going to select, so for the font color, we're going to select Orange Accent 2 from the theme colors. And then in the Text Effects button, we want to select okay. In the text effects, we're going to use the white text effects, and then we want to select the shadow, and then we want to click the presets options, and we want to choose the offset dialog bottom right. offset, there it is right there, offset bottom right. Okay, which gives us those settings automatically. We don't have to figure out what that is. And then we just want to say OK and OK to get out. So you can see that really highlights that header there. Okay, so next we're going to move down to step 5, and we're going to select October projects again. And we're going to right click on fonts on the menu and that opens, and click the advanced tab. So we want to go back to dialog box launcher. We want to select the advanced. We want to look at the scaleless arrow. So it's right here. We want to choose 80%. So that's going to reduce the size just a little bit. Then we want to say OK. Okay, then we want to deselect the text and see what that looks like. Okay. Then we want to scroll down and select the subheading Wildlife Refuge. And from the mini toolbar, we want to click the font list arrow and choose Tourouche MS, bold and italic. And the font color list arrow, we want to choose orange accent 2. Okay, then we're going to deselect the text so you can see it better. But then in step 7, we need to select it again. This time we're going to learn a shortcut method to format, and we're going to use the Format Painter, which is up under the Clipboard group on the Home tab. So we're going to select it. Looks like a little paintbrush, so does the pointer. Then we're going to scroll down and find Animal Shelter, and then you just want to select Animal Shelter, and you'll notice that Animal Shelter then is formatted exactly like Wildlife Refuge. Okay, and you'll notice also that the little pointer disappeared. Okay, we're going to scroll down and scroll up and find Animal Care Regethem. Okay, and we're going to select it. Then we're going to double click on the Format Painter. So double click. Okay, what that's going to do is this going to allow us to format several things without it turning off. So next we're going to move down. We're going to find Macrolones, Inca Highlands, Disaster Relief Nepal, Ecological Farming Province, and we're going to format those things. So here we go. That's that. So notice that was very quick as far as formatting. You can save yourself a lot of time by using Format Painter. Okay. I'm going to check on the other side of the page to make sure we're on the right track. Okay, then we're going to move to page Word 54. And we're going to select Format Painter and turn that off. So that was actually from the previous page, so we needed to turn off Format Painter, and you do that by selecting it. Up at the top of page Word 54, we're going to press Control and Home and move back to the beginning of the document.